Well, this video is actually about the counters, but Leah was right near me where I was doing it because I wanted to use the sunlight. Well, electricity rates are off the roof right now. But yeah, so I was like, well, I might as well pop him in. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. I would say in about a year, based on at the rate I'm figuring out things, as well as just based on my experience. You got to remember, I've been running a print shop for the government for a little over 20 years. Um, and well, they're legal documents. So I've got to be consistent, colors, scale, the whole 9 yards. There's no screwing around. And I am constantly have to think about the end user, the customer. Well, it's the public. I'm a public servant, for crying out loud. Puss, smarten up. He wants to go after the chipmunk. Smarten up, because Miss Chips has absolutely no freaking. Yeah, she's no fear, man. What the hell? Anyways, sorry about that. You know what? I would say in about a year, I'm going to be able to produce professional quality game, like an actual game within a year. I don't think you'll notice the difference. Look, okay, what's wrong with these counters? I'll tell you what's wrong with these counters. I'm using the wrong font. I'm not using vector graphics. A zillion other things. Like I said, this was done in a pinch. But I know what I'm doing now. And I can tell you one thing. These things are incredible. Probably the best material or just the best thickness, the whole 9 yards of a counter that I've ever had to play with. And like I said, if you like stacking, these things were made for stacking. It's just ridiculous. They're so easy. I just love them. They were super duper easy to do. Now that I've understood the application a bit more of the shipping label paper, that's what I was using. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. Actually, it's a lot easier, a lot less messy than the glue stick stuff. But yeah, I just have to go. I'm just, like I said, I'm just doing this in a pinch. I'm still going to stick with the raster graphics. For the Russians, I'm just going to darken up their background color so to make them stand out from the map. But that's really about it. And I just wanted to show you what one of the originals look like, the size difference. But yeah, I'm well on my way. I'm pretty darn happy. The main thing is I constantly just even when I was doing these counters, look, you'll even see one I screwed up. I miscut right off to the side there. I'm just constantly thinking while I was even popping these counters on, I was thinking, you know what? I was just always just thinking about the end user. It's like, I don't want to piss them off. Just try to, enhance the gameplay, for crying out. The last thing I want is for people that have purchased a game or whatever to, fight with the components. That's ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense to me. As well as I also want to show eventually that at some point, I'm not saying, but I would like to, some game designer or whatever, you may think, oh, good God, this guy is freaking beyond delusional. Fine, I don't care. I want to be able to someday come to a game designer or whatever and say, look, I can show you different ways of, demonstrating your product or whatever, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't always just have to be the straight up, these things are good. I'm actually going to have to go off to the dollar store in a bit during my break. All right, I hope you're having a great time. But I'm just loving these things. These are really nice, really nice.